Amarillo is the 14th most populous city in the state of Texas, in the United States. It is also the largest city in the Texas Panhandle, and the seat of Potter County. A portion of the city extends into Randall County. The population was 190,695 at the 2010 census. The Amarillo metropolitan area has an estimated population of 236,113 in 4 counties. Amarillo, originally named Oneida, is situated in the Llano Estacado region. The availability of the railroad and freight service provided by the Fort Worth and Denver City Railroad contributed to the city's growth as a cattle marketing center in the late 19th century. The city was once the self-proclaimed helium capital of the world for having one of the country's most productive helium fields. The city is also known as the Yellow Rose of Texas, and most recently, Rotor City, USA, for its V-22 Osprey hybrid aircraft assembly plant. Amarillo operates one of the largest meatpacking areas in the United States. Pantex, the only nuclear weapons assembly and disassembly facility in the country, is also a major employer. The location of this facility also gave rise to the nickname Bomb City. The attractions Cadillac Ranch and Big Texan Steak Ranch are located adjacent to Interstate 40. U.S. Highway 66 also passed through the city. History. Large ranches exist in the Amarillo area. Among others, the defunct Texas.It Ranch and the still-functioning Yar Ranch, founded in 1877 by Charles Goodnight and John George Adair. Goodnight continued the partnership for a time after Adair's death with Adair's widow, Cornelia Wadsworth Ritchie Adair, who was then the sole owner from 1887 until her death in 1921. During April 1887, J.I. Berry established a site for a town after he chose a well-watered section along the way of the Fort Worth and Denver City Railroad, which had begun building across the Texas Panhandle. Berry and Colorado City, Texas merchants wanted to make the new town site the region's main trading center. On August 30, 1887, Berry's town site won the county seat election and was established in Potter County. Availability of the railroad and freight service after the county seat election made the town a fast-growing cattle marketing center. The settlement originally was called Oneida. It would later change its name to Amarillo, which probably derives from yellow wildflowers that were plentiful during the spring and summer of the nearby Amarillo Lake and Amarillo Creek, named in turn for the yellow soil along the banks and shores. Early residents originally pronounced the city's name more similar to the Spanish pronunciation Mirillo, Amarillo, which later gave way to the current pronunciation. On June 19, 1888, Henry B. Sanborn, who is given credit as the father of Amarillo, and his business partner Joseph F. Glidden began buying land to the east to move Amarillo after arguing that Berry's site was on low ground and would flood during rainstorms. Sanborn also offered to trade lots in the new location to businesses in the original city's site and help with the expensive moving to new buildings. His incentives gradually won over people who moved the businesses to Polk Street in the new commercial district. Heavy rains almost flooded Berry's part of the town in 1889, prompting more people to move to Sanborn's location. This eventually led to another county seat election, making Sanborn's town the new county seat in 1893. By the late 1890s, Amarillo had emerged as one of the world's busiest cattle shipping points, and its population grew significantly. The city became a grain elevator, milling, and feed manufacturing center after an increase in production of wheat and small grains during the early 1900s. Discovery of gas in 1918 and oil 3 years later brought oil and gas companies to the Amarillo area. area. The United States government bought the Cliffside gas field with high helium content in 1927, and the Federal Bureau of Mines began operating the Amarillo helium plant 2 years later. The plant will be the sole producer of commercial helium in the world for a number of years. The U.S. National Helium Reserve is stored in the Bush Dome Reservoir at the Cliffside facility. Following the lead of the Fort Worth and Denver City Railroad, the Atchison, Topeka and Santa Fe Railway, and Chicago, Rock Island and Pacific Railroad established services to and from Amarillo. Each of these three carriers maintained substantial freight and passenger depots and repair facilities in the city through most of the 20th century, and were major employers within the community. In 1929, Ernest O. Thompson, a decorated World War I general and a major businessman in Amarillo, was elected mayor to succeed Lee Bivens. Thompson instituted a major capital improvements project and worked to reduce utility rates. He joined the Texas Railroad Commission by appointment in 1933 and was elected to full terms in 1934, 1940, 1946, 1952, and 1958. He became an international expert on national petroleum and natural gas production and conservation. The first Mrs. Thompson, May Peterson Thompson, a former Metropolitan Opera singer, was involved in the arts while in Amarillo and later when the couple lived in Austin. Amarillo was hit by the Dust Bowl and entered an economic depression. U.S. Route 60, 87, 287, and 66 merged at Amarillo, making it a major tourist stop with numerous motels, restaurants, and curio shops. World War II led the establishment of Amarillo Army Airfield in East Amarillo and the nearby Pantex Army Ordnance Plant, which produced bombs and ammunition. After the end of the war, both of the facilities were closed. The Pantex plant was reopened in 1950 and produced nuclear weapons throughout the Cold War. In 1951, the Army Air Base was reactivated as Amarillo Air Force Base and expanded to accommodate a Strategic Air Command B-52 Stratofortress wing. The arrival of servicemen and the families ended the city's depression. Between 1950 and 1960, Amarillo's population grew from 74,443 to 137,969. However, the closure of Amarillo Air Force Base on December 31, 1968, contributed to a decrease in population to 127,010 by 1970. In 1970, the Census Bureau reported Amarillo's population as 6.1% Hispanic and 88.5% non-Hispanic white. In the 1980 SASARCO Iowa Beef Processors, Owens Corning and Weyerhaeuser built plants at Amarillo. The Eastridge neighborhood houses many immigrants from countries such as Vietnam, Laos, and Burma. Many of them found employment at the nearby Iowa Beef Processors plant. The following decade, Amarillo's city limits encompassed 60 square miles in Potter and Randall counties. Interstate 27 highway connecting Lubbock to Amarillo was built mostly during the 1980s. In 2006, the historian Paul H. Carlson, professor emeritus at Texas Tech University in Lubbock, published Amarillo, The Story of a Western Town. Geography and Climate. Amarillo is located near the middle of the Texas Panhandle. It does not share similar weather characteristics with South and East Texas. Amarillo sits closer in proximity to Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado, and Wyoming state capitals than it does to Austin. The region has a surface that is relatively flat and has little soil drainage. Due to the lack of developed drainage, much of the rainfall either evaporates, infiltrates into the ground, or accumulates in playa lakes. According According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 90.3 square miles, with 89.9 square miles of it land and 0.4 square miles of it water. The Amarillo metropolitan area is the 180th largest in the United States, with a population of 236,113 in 4 counties: Armstrong, Carson, Potter, and Randall. About 20 miles northeast of Amarillo is the Canadian River of Central Corridor of the Southwestern Tablelands Ecological Region, which divides the Western High Plains Ecological Region. The southern divide of the Western High Plains is the Llano State Plains Geographical Region. The river is dammed to form Lake Meredith, a major source of drinking water in the Texas Panhandle region. The city is situated near the Panhandle Field, in a productive gas and oil area, covering 200,000 acres in Hartley, Potter, Moore, Hutchinson, Carson, Gray, Wheeler, and Collingsworth counties. The Potter County portion had the nation's largest natural gas reserve. Approximately 25 miles south of Amarillo is the canyon system, Palo Duro Canyon. The underground structures known as Amarillo Mountains are an extension of the Arbuckles of Oklahoma and the Washita of Arkansas and Oklahoma. They are some thousands of feet underground. The range was discovered by pioneer oilmen. Some of the peaks are believed to be 10,000 feet high. The tallest peak is reported to be 2,500 feet underground in northeast Potter County under the Alabards Flint Quarries National Monument. Cityscape. Most of Amarillo's population growth and commercial development are occurring in the southern and northwestern parts of the city. Similar to many towns in the Texas Panhandle, the city's downtown has suffered economic deterioration throughout the years. To help revitalize it, the organization Center City of Amarillo was formed to establish partnerships with groups who have a large presence in the city. Since its conception in the 1990s, Center City has sponsored public art projects and started block parties in the downtown area. The 31-story Chase Tower was opened in Amarillo's downtown in 1971. Completed in the same year as the Chase Tower, the Amarillo National Bank Plaza 1 building houses the headquarters of Amarillo National Bank, the city's largest financial institution. The Santa Fe building, completed in 1930, was the regional offices of the Atchison, Topeka and Santa Fe Railway, but was vacant for several years until Potter County bought the building for $426,000 in 1995 to gain new office spaces. Amarillo's historic homes and buildings listed on the National Register of Historic Places reflect the economic growth from around 1900 to the start of World War II. Polk Street contains many of the city's historic downtown buildings and homes. The large historic homes on this street were built close to downtown, and homes were located on the west side of the street as a symbol of status because they would be greeted with the sunrise every morning. The City of Amarillo's Parks and Recreation Department operates over 50 municipal parks, including a skate park west of the city. Amarillo's largest parks are Medical Park, Thompson Memorial Park, and Memorial Park, near Amarillo College's Washington Street campus. From 1978 to 2002, the Junior League of Amarillo and the City of Amarillo's Parks and Recreation Department co-sponsored Fun Fest, a family entertainment festival benefiting the city parks and the league's Community Chest Trust Fund. Fun Fest was held in Thompson Memorial Park during Memorial Day weekend. The festival included Amarillo's only 42.2-kilometre foot race, the Fun Fest Marathon. Climate. Amarillo and the Texas Panhandle's climate is semi-arid. Both the city and the region as a whole lie in USDA plant hardiness zone 7. It is characterized by high diurnal temperature variation, day-to-day variability, a rush of cold air from the north and northwest into a warmer area, and occasionally by blizzards during the winter season and a hot summer with low humidity. The normal annual precipitation is 20.4 inches, most of it occurring in the late spring and summer months. The monthly daily average temperature ranges from 37.0 degrees Fahrenheit in January to 78.3 degrees Fahrenheit in July. Sunny weather prevails year-round, with nearly 3,300 hours of bright sunshine annually. The National Weather Service in Amarillo forecasts and provides climatic data for the city. Extreme temperatures range from -16 degrees Fahrenheit on February 12, 1899 to 111 degrees Fahrenheit on June 26, 2011, but lows do not typically lower to 0 degrees Fahrenheit in most years, while highs above 100 degrees Fahrenheit have seen on 4.7 days. There is an average of 5.9 days of lows at below 10 degrees Fahrenheit, 8.9 days where the temperature fails to rise above freezing, and 61 days of 90 degrees Fahrenheit plus highs, unlike in the Rio Grande Valley or eastern portions of Texas. Days where the low does not fall below 70 degrees Fahrenheit are uncommon due to the aridity and elevation. Blizzards are very possible, but snowfall is typically light, averaging nearly 18 inches seasonally, and the median figure is near 10 inches. Much of Amarillo's precipitation falls during heavy convective showers and thunderstorms. According to Cities Ranked and Rated, Amarillo averages 48 days per year during which thunder and lightning is reported. This is above the national average. These storms can be severe. Amarillo and the Texas Panhandle are situated in the western portion of Tornado Alley. Amarillo is also recorded as the windiest city in the U.S. by the Weather Channel, America's Windiest Cities. Weather.com. 2014. Retrieved April 16, 2014. Source number 3 equals National Weather Service Climate. Demographics. At the 2010 census, there were 190,695 people residing in Amarillo, an increase of 9.8% since 2000. According to the 2010 census, 59.7% of the population was white, 6.3% black or African American, 0.5% American Indian and Alaska Native, 3.1% Asian, 0.1% from some other race, and 1.5% of two or more races. 28.8% of Amarillo's population was of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin. There were 67,699 households, out of which 33.9% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 50.6% were married couples living together. 12.8% had a female householder with no husband present, and 32.4% were non-families. Of 67,699 households, 2,981 were unmarried partner households, 2,713 heterosexual, 82 same-sex male, and 186 same-sex female. 27.7% of all households were made up of individuals, and 9.9% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.53 and the average family size was 3.10. The age distribution of the city was as follows. 27.9% of the population was under the age of 18, 10.2% from 18 to 24, 28.8% from 25 to 44, 20.5% from 45 to 64, and 12.6% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 34 years. For every 100 females there are 92.4 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 88.5 males. The median income for a household in the city was $34,940, and the median income for a family was $42,536. Males had a median income of $31,321 versus $22,562 for females. The per capita income for the city was $18,621. About 11.1% of families and 14.5% of the population were below the poverty line, including 19.6% of those under age 18 and 9.3% of those age 65 or over. Government. Local government. In 1913, Amarillo became the first Texas city and the fifth in United States to use the council-manager form of municipal government, with all governmental powers resting in a legislative body, called a council. Amarillo's commission is composed of 5 elected commissioners, one of whom is the mayor of the city. The mayor and each commissioner serves a 2-year term. The role of the commission is to pass ordinances and resolutions, adopt regulations, and appoint city officials, including the city manager, while the mayor serves as a presiding officer of the commission. The city manager is the administrative head of the municipal government and is responsible for the administration of all departments. The city commission holds its regular meetings on Tuesday of each week. County, state, and federal representation. As the seat of Potter County, the city is the location of the county's trial, civil, and criminal courts. The Randall County Amarillo Annex building is located within the city limits and houses its sheriff's office and justice of the peace court. Precinct 4. The Texas 7th Court of Appeals is located in Amarillo. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice operates the Amarillo District Parole Office in the city. It also operates the Clements Unit in unincorporated Potter County, east of Amarillo. The United States Postal Service operates the Amarillo Main Post Office. Other post offices in the city include Downtown Amarillo, Jordan, Lone Star, North Amarillo, and San Jacinto. In the U.S. House, Amarillo is located in Texas's 13th congressional district, and is represented by Representative Mac Thornberry. In the Texas legislature, the city is in the 31st district in the Texas Senate, represented by Republican Cal Seliger, a former Amarillo mayor. It is in the 87th district in the Texas House of Representatives, having been represented by Republican David.A. Swinford since 1991. Swinford retired in January 2011 and was succeeded by fellow Republican For Price, who is the current representative. That part of Amarillo within Randall County is represented by Swinford's Republican colleague, John T. Smithy, who has served in the 86th District since 1985. Grady Hazelwood, a 1930s district attorney in Amarillo, served in the Texas Senate from 1941 to 1971. He authored the first state school loan programs for returning World War II veterans and college students. He is the father of the Farm to Market Road program in Texas. Economy. Amarillo is considered the regional economic center for the Texas Panhandle, as well as eastern New Mexico and the Oklahoma Panhandle. The meatpacking industry is a major employer in Amarillo. About 1/4 of the United States' beef supply is processed in the area. The city is also the location of headquarters for the Texas Cattle Feeders Association. petroleum extraction is also a major industry. The helium industry has decreased in significance since the federal government privatized local operations in the late 1990s. Bell Helicopter Textron opened a helicopter assembly plant near the city's international airport in 1999. The city's largest employer in 2005 is Ison Foods, with 3,700 employees. The Amarillo Independent School District is next with 3,659 employees, followed by BWXT Pantex Baptist Street, Anthony's Healthcare System, City of Amarillo, Northwest Texas Healthcare System, Amarillo College, Walmart, and United Supermarkets. Other major employers include Bell Helicopter Textron, Owens Corning, and ASARCO. Approximately 14 million acres of agricultural land surrounds the city, with corn, wheat and cotton as the primary crops. Other crops in the area include sorghum, silage, hay and soybeans. The Texas Panhandle, particularly in Hereford, Texas, serves as a fast-growing milk-producing area, as several multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art dairies were built in early 2000s. The Amarillo Economic Development Corporation is funded by a city sales tax, and it provides aggressive incentive packages to existing and prospective employers. In the mid to late 1990s, the AEDC gained notoriety by sending mock checks to businesses across the country, placing full-page advertisements in the Wall Street Journal, and paying an annual $1 million subsidy to American Airlines to retain jet service. The AEDC is largely responsible for bringing Bell Helicopter Textron's development of the V-22 Osprey hybrid aircraft and the future site of Marine One assembly in Amarillo. Education. According to the 2000 United States Census, 20.5% of all adults over the age of 25 in Amarillo have obtained a bachelor's degree, as compared to a national average of 24.4% of adults over 25, and 79.3% of Amarillo residents over the age of 25 have earned a high school diploma, as compared to the national average of 80.4%. The higher education institutions in the city are Amarillo College, a two-year community college with over 10,000 students; Wayland Baptist University, a private university based in Plainview, has a branch campus in Amarillo; Texas Tech University Health Science Center at Amarillo School of Pharmacy, and Texas Tech University at Amarillo, a branch campus of Texas Tech University that offers selected master's degree programs. West Texas A&M University, a regional university headquartered in nearby Canyon, has a satellite campus in the Chase Tower in downtown Amarillo. The public primary and secondary education are mostly handled by the Amarillo Independent School District and Canyon Independent School District. The AISD has approximately 29,000 students in 2004, while CISD has over 8,000 students in 2005. The AISD operates 4 high schools, 9 middle schools, 36 elementary schools, a specialty high school, and an alternative school, while the CISD has 2 high schools, 2 junior high intermediate schools, and 4 elementary schools in Amarillo. Randall High School is located on the southern edge of Amarillo. Other school districts in the city are River Road, Bushland, and Highland Park. Non-religious and Christian denomination private schools in Amarillo include Ascension Academy, Holy Cross Catholic Academy, San Jacinto Christian Academy, Amarillo Montessori Academy, St. Andrew's Episcopal School, St. Joseph's Catholic School, and St. Mary's Catholic School. The city also has one charter school, Vista Academy. From 1922 to 1938, the author Laura Vernon Hamner, who wrote a novelized biography of Charles Goodnight, served as the Potter County School superintendent. She was a ranch historian and radio personality. In her later years, she lived in the Herring Hotel, owned by Ernest Thompson, and was often known informally as Miss Amarillo.